From the beginning of my sports activity, I didn't like push-ups, and maybe it is the reason why my chest is so flat now, so why not to try to put everything back in its place? The main reason to experience this challenge for myself is lack of strength to do more difficult types of push-ups. When I tried to learn a back lat push-up beside of technique, I didn't have much enough explosive power to push myself high enough. One more reason to start doing push-ups every day is that push-ups, in addition to the chest muscles, load the shoulders well. Though all my dream to have wider shoulders? YouTube is full of videos where people did push-ups every day, and it brought them incredible results. So it will be one more such kind of video. At the beginning of this experiment, I did my max number of push-ups to compare it with my final result at the end of this challenge. I decided to do push-ups in a row, because when you pause the top position, you can do more than 100 push-ups and it improves your endurance, but my aim is to improve my power. So I did 60 push-ups. The technique wasn't ideal, but I did my best. And of course, my shape at the beginning of this experiment. Flat chest, narrow shoulders, big belly. But we're gonna fix it. I thought that 300 push-ups is not so much to do during all the day, cause I can do this number in less than 1 hour. So I decided to add some rules to make this challenge more difficult. I have to do all the push-ups in just one workout. I can pause while doing push-ups. And one more note, I decided that I can do less than 20 reps in one set. In this case, it won't count. Despite the fact that the last reps were very difficult for me, I think it was a good decision to set these rules, because it should give better results. Once every 10 days I'll make some kind of challenge to check how I have progressed during this time, but more on that later. My daily goal was to reduce the number of sets and to do this 300 push-ups in less time. So, starting with 10 sets of 30 push-ups in some more than 30 minutes on the first day, I increased my results to 6 sets of 50 push-ups till the first challenge. For the first few days, my chest, shoulders and even a little triceps were constantly hurting and I was always tired, so I had to postpone my usual training for a while. But by the 5th day I already felt great. So I thought that it would be a good idea to do push-ups in the morning like cardio and I would do my regular workout in the evening. Today is the 10th day of my experiment, which means that today I'll have the first challenge. And I didn't come up with anything more genius than doing my first workout but twice faster. It means I have to do 10 sets of 30 push-ups in less than 15 minutes. I plan to start doing a new set of push-ups every 90 seconds. I also use such an interesting technique. I changed the position of my arms so that the first push-ups went to the triceps and the second part to the chest. And despite the fact that I passed the first challenge, I wasn't satisfied with this result, because the technique of my push-ups became worse than at the beginning of the experiment. That's why I decided to ignore the time. To increase the load, I added more complex types of push-ups, and now of course I can do less than 20 reps per set. My push-up workout for the following 9 days looked like this. If I did the previous workout in 15 minutes, now it began to take about half an hour, and it also required a lot of energy. That's why I was better than my usual workouts in the evening, so I decided to postpone them until the end of the experiment. In general, nothing else has changed, so let's move on to the second challenge. I decided to add 50 handstand push-ups to my daily push-up routine, so I needed to do 50 reps of 6 different types of push-ups and I decided to do it all in less than 1 hour. Let's get it! The workout went better than I expected. I thought that handstand push-ups would take more than half an hour, but I did them all in less than 20 minutes. Previously, I didn't manage to constantly do even 3 such kind of push-ups, but this time I did 10 sets of 5 reps. I'm already happy with these results.
I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking,
I did all the push-ups in less than 15 minutes. Which means that I passed the second challenge. For the last 10 days of my experiment, I decided to do push-ups with extra weight. I started with 5 kilograms and added 5 more every other day. It turned out to be much more difficult than I expected. Even 5 extra pounds greatly interfered to the push-ups, but it was too late to stop. So on the 9th day I needed to do 300 push-ups with 25 kilograms. On the first day of this experiment I decided to do 300 push-ups with extra 30 kilograms, and I'm going to do it in an hour.
Let's start.
It was the hardest training for the month. Initially I planned to do 20 push-ups every 3 minutes, but on the 7th set I didn't have enough strength to do the last repetition, so I had to reduce the number of push-ups per set from 20 to 15. After that there was another unpleasant incident. The lock on my backpack broke, but I didn't notice it right away. That's what came out of it. Fortunately, I wasn't damaged and continued to do push-ups. When I had already done about 240 push-ups, I could no longer do even 15 push-ups per set, so I reduced this number to 10, thus finishing after the end.
Straight out of the 949. OC. Yeah. You can't stop this.
When I finished the push-ups, there were less than 2 minutes till the end of an hour, but nevertheless I passed this challenge. I decided to make a final record of my form a day after the end of the experiment to see real progress without muscle pumping. But before I show you my form, let's see how many push-ups in a row I can do at the end of this challenge. I did 71 push-ups, which is 11 more than at the beginning of the experiment. Yeah, the progress is small, but it is there. Now let me show you my form. It looks like I didn't progress at all, but if we put the videos side by side for better results comparing, we can see that my chest is really became not as flat as before and shoulders got wider. But what remains the same is my belly. Push-ups didn't help me to get rid of it. If you have only recently started playing sports, I think you should try this experiment. It will give you a good base for further progress. If you are an experienced athlete and you are bored with the usual training, you can also try this experiment. It will give you a good discharge and will also help you to develop a habit of doing the same thing every day, even if you don't really want it. Stay consistent is a very useful skill nowadays. At the end of the experiment, in addition to good shape and strength increasing, you will also get a wonderful feeling that you no longer have to do push-ups every day. Believe me, this feeling is worth it.